Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to teach you how to do a DIY easy upcycle owl gift box or Valentine. So we're going to use toilet paper tubes, yay! And we're going to use any kind of scrapbooking papers, any fancy papers, wrapping papers, gift paper, anything that you want. You can even use fabric. I'm going to show you how to use fabric, any kind of papers. We're going to use just a regular Aleene's tacky glue that we can get at Dollar Tree, as well as the glue gun or the scissor. No, not and the scissor or this. Okay, bear with me, would you? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to flatten the toilet paper tubes. But I wanted to show you that their ends of the toilet paper tubes, you want to make sure that they're in one of the backs and not on the corners. Okay, because we're going to use, we just don't want them to unpeel on us. That's the only trick I can give you as far as folding them flat is concerned. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take this is just the empty ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and it's just a circle that just happens to be big enough. I'm going to lower it until it touches both sides of the toilet paper tube. I'm having a little trouble with my pencil. And then I'm just going to connect that imaginary line that's the end of the toilet paper tube so that I can make it even on all four sides. Now I'm just going to take the mechanical pencil with the lead retracted, and I'm going to use it like a stylus. If you have a stylus, go ahead and use your stylus. But I'm just going to use this to indent on all four sides, front and back, top and bottom. Okay? And you want to press pretty hard because you want to make a nice crease where you're going to fold in the tops and the bottoms. What I like to do is I like to do this first, and I like to get a nice good crease folding in there. I just use my fingers along and pinch along the edges. Of course, depending on the cardboard quality of the paper towel or the toilet paper tube that you're using, will depend on how much you actually have to fold this. And this one is from Scott, Gentle Touch, whatever, and it happens to be kind of soft cardboard. I know that sounds weird, but soft toilet paper, soft cardboard, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But I decided on the second one to just press a little harder. Now, if you wanted to make big, tall owls, then you can go ahead and use paper towel tubes or cut down paper towel tubes to make the length that you want, if you have a particular gift that you want to customize a tube for. All right? But this we're just going to do really quick and easy with toilet paper tubes. And I thought this would be a fun project to do with the kids as well. So if mom and dad wants to go ahead and make the tubes that the kids can decorate, that would be a fun as well. All right? Now, like I said, some of them, this one was a little bit more difficult than the first one. Don't ask me why. Or maybe the first one was a little bit more difficult than this one. Don't ask me why. But once you have that shape, you have basically two little gift boxes. I know you guys have seen these places, but I just wanted to share this one with you because once we decorate it to look like an owl, it's going to be so cute. So now what I'm doing is I want to take a piece of scrap paper. This is just scrapbooking paper that I had. It's just really cute in shades of red. So I want to make it as wide as the owl's body, from where the fold is on the top to the fold is on the bottom. You just want it to be just as wide as that, okay? You don't want it to be any extra. And then I'm going to also take that same semicircle and I'm going to make the wings. And how we're going to do that is we're just going to basically draw two arcs on both sides. We just used that same template to go ahead and make the two arcs on both sides. We're going to cut out the piece of paper, fold it in half, and cut out both wings at the same time. Okay? I just find that to be a little easier than trying to measure that same shape twice. Okay? So you're going to end up with, I guess, I don't even know, what do you call this? I know there's a name for it. I do. A stretched out circle with points on the end. No. And now I'm just going to take this gingham, and I'm just really just going to use the dark red to make a beak. And I'm just going to cut a triangle. Now, to cut an even triangle, you know, if you clip both sides, that's not what makes it even. What makes it even is when you clip the top. I don't know. That just makes sense to me. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out his eyes. Now I'm just taking a button that was gifted to me by my friend Sophie. Hi Sophie, if you're watching. She sent me these really cute buttons at Christmas time. And we're just going to trace both of them, and the same thing. We're just going to cut out, to make the paper a little bit more manageable, we cut out the little rectangle. You could fold this in half and cut out both eyes. We're actually going to do that for the second owl. But I just wanted to show you both techniques. All right. And they don't have to be perfect, and they could be out of cardstock, but this is just regular computer printing paper. So once I have them both cut out, then I want to go ahead and draw circles for the irises. Now I'm just taking a black Sharpie, which I did not tell you needed, but this is just a fine point Sharpie. And what I like to do is just keep drawing a circle and then filling it in when I get the circle outside the shape that I like. All right. And then you can always reposition the eyeballs to make them like, are they looking down? Are they looking to the right? Are they looking to the left? You know, kind of thing. All right. And then once you have all your pieces together, you want to go ahead and get your Aleene's tacky glue. I want to show you how easy it is to do Aleene's tacky glue when you're gluing the paper. What you're going to do is just put a tiny bit of glue on the back side. And what I like to do is I'm gluing paper to paper is I slide it back and forth. And I keep rubbing it back and forth. And what that does is, A, it spreads out the glue. B, what it does is it really creates like a bond, almost like vacuum sealed. I feel like that's the only way I can describe it. They do hold really nicely once you have that. Okay, and then I'm just going to wrap it around both sides. And I'm going to glue back on the bottom to the back side. I'm going to do the same thing. A real thin layer of glue. You know, sometimes too much glue, you'd think more glue is better, but when it comes to tacky glue or white glue, the more you do, the less chance it has, the more chance it has of giving up, because it's, you know, you're not creating that bond. You're just letting glue be extra glue. All right, and then once I have that, then I'm going to go ahead and glue the wings on. Now, you just want the 2 points. You know, the wing has 2 points. You want to make sure that one point at the top of your owl doesn't go above his waistband. I don't know what else to call that piece of paper in the middle. So you want one to be lined up with the top of the top of that piece of paper, and you want the other one to be lower than that piece of paper. And we're repeating the same thing. We put a tiny drop of glue, and we're sliding the paper wing back and forth. Now the wing is going to hang over the edge, as you can see, and then towards the top we're going to go ahead and put his beak on, and we're lining that cut triangle top with the top of the piece of paper that we put down at first. A dot of glue on both sides of the beak to add the eyes. Now make sure that you have your pupils going in the same direction, so that you don't, unless you want a googly-eyed owl, that works, you know, and that's it. And then you're just going to set him off to dry, and he's just so cute. I can't take it. I can't believe these are so cute and so easy and so inexpensive. Now we're just going to show you how to do one with the scrap fabrics. We've done the same exact technique, except we're going to use hot glue because it's fabric and it will take forever to dry with white glue. Okay. And the only thing is, because you can't really make the wings or the eyes out of, really you just can't make the wings out of fabric because they have to like stand up. So I do have this black and white check in the medium print is actually in paper. So this is why we were able to do this. But if you have a fabric that you love and that you want to use instead for the wings, you can go ahead and glue it onto another toilet paper tube or onto some poster board or onto cardstock and stick. And this way the wings can still stand up and give that owl his beautiful, you know, wingspan, I guess is what I want to say. All right, and now this guy is just going to be a little bit different. I want to show you how different it is when we do different sized wings and different sized eyes, where that they can each take on their own personality, okay? But we're going to repeat the same thing with the fabric, except again, we're using hot glue. We're just going to put a dollop of hot glue. Made sure I cut the fabric that it wasn't wider than the folded edges and surrounds the middle. And as we wrap around the back, then we're going to go ahead and be careful that we don't burn ourselves. Cut off the excess. And now we're going to take the same technique, and if you recognize this paper from other DIYs, you might actually tomorrow. But we're going to go ahead and do the same shape. We're going to do the same size. Actually, they're going to be a little bit narrower. Let's make these ones a little bit more narrow. Okay, and I'll cut one out. And the reason I'm only cutting one out right now is because I want them to both have the same gingham look. So what I'm going to do is, after I cut out the first one, it's going to be hard to see because I'm trying to match the pattern. But once I have the first one cut out, I'm going to lay it back on the paper in a place where the pattern matches up. Okay, does that make sense? Here, let me show you. I have laid it directly on top of where that pattern matches up and then cut it out. Alright, now I'm going to layer them top of each other till they match almost perfectly, and then trim them both together at the same time. And just to make sure that I have nice, even left and right wings, okay? And now that I have those, I have to decide if what I want the top to be. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that wing. Again, you want to make sure that one of the points lines up to one of the edges of the fabric that will be at the top of your owl. And go ahead and do the other one as well. Now for his beak, I'm just taking the big gingham, and I'm going to just cut it out of a black triangle. I could have done a white triangle just as easily. I just thought with his eyes being white, it'd probably be best just to use a little piece of the black triangle. Could have also used a little piece of the gray triangle. That would be cute too. But I went ahead and I stuck with the black. Now again, using the hot glue, I just put a tiny dot so I can manage that little triangle. Now for this guy, I'm going to give him smaller eyeballs. And this is another button that I got from my friend Sophie. Hi, Soph. And her brother T. Let's not forget him. Hey, T, how's it going? So I am just going to cut out, like I said, these are a little bit smaller. So what I did was I made one circle, and I'm cutting the piece of paper folded in half to make 2 circles. And if they're not perfect, they're still cute. Trust me. I do not cut a perfect circle, and I probably haven't since I was in high school. But that's okay. It's okay that we don't cut perfect circles. Handmade crafts are supposed to look handmade. So again, I'm putting on 2 pupils, and I want this guy to look up. He's going to be a little curious. So I have taken the hot glue. I put a dot on both corners of his beak to put his eyeballs there. And he's a little different. His eyeballs aren't quite as big. They don't hang over his whole beak quite as much. And you can see he has a little bit of a more mischievous look to him. Now, to make him just from a gift box into a Valentine, I'm going to make him hold a little tiny letter. I've just cut a small piece of paper that looks like it's about the size of his wings. And I'm writing, "Owl, always love you." I know, I'm clever. I wish I'd come up with this on my own, I'll tell you. But you can do whatever kind of little note. Happy Valentine's Day, be mine. Any of those things, you can glue it to his back. Or you can just glue it right under his little paw right there. Oh my God, a paw. Yeah, under his wing. Anyhow, so this is how it works. It's really cute. You can just fill it with candies for your Valentine or a gift. And just basically share the cute little gift box that keeps on giving. So I hope you really enjoyed this fun tutorial. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, any at all, I'm sure you won't, but if you do, leave them in the comments down below. If you like to share this with friends and family, anybody you know might be interested in doing it with their kids or their grandkids, or doing them just to give out as gifts for Halloween. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe, and when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you take care, God bless, and see you next time. Bye. Whoo.